In this second lesson, in the How to Land Your First Local SEO Client course, we're going to drill down into the options for choosing a client or an industry niche. So let's start by thinking, what do we mean by a niche? So a niche relates to products, services, or interests that appeal to a small, specialised selection of the population. So in lesson 1, we explored the range of local SEO services that you plan to offer, and now in lesson 2, we'll be thinking about the concept of the client or industry niche to which you hope to offer your local SEO services. So picking your services and picking your client niche is a little bit of a chicken and an egg situation. Services offered and the types of businesses that you want to choose to offer them to needs to be considered at the same time. So if you've decided that you want to be the king or queen of local spam fighting, and then you'll need to find a niche that needs that service. Think legal, locksmiths or HVAC. And that stands for heating, ventilation and air conditioning, in case you're in the UK. But if you love elaborate interactive content pieces with high-end design that earns a ton of links, then you'll need to find a client niche with a budget. So mom and pop businesses aren't going to be your best bet. So why would we choose a client niche? So let's think about the pros of choosing a niche. So choosing a niche allows us to become specialists in our area. So that's either in the client niche or within our own service offering. And it allows us as marketers to stop having to spread ourselves so thinly and avoid the pressure to learn all the things. And instead, we can concentrate on our strengths, what gives us pleasure, and what gives us the best return financially. And additionally, choosing a geographic niche allows us to easily meet with clients face-to-face, pandemics allowing, and to become intimately acquainted with how things like geography, socio-demographics, politics, and policy of that area will affect the local marketplace. So let's have a think about the cons of choosing a niche. Well, I would definitely avoid niching yourself into a hole. Concentrating on only one vertical or one geographic area can hit you in times of global uncertainty or if there are changes in the marketplace. And if you're the type of person that's stimulated by the challenge of learning and working with new verticals, then becoming too niche can lead to feelings of being trapped. Professionally, you'll have little wiggle room and you won't be able to flex your creative muscles. And finally, if you make it your policy not to work with a client that's competing against another client, then focusing on one geographic area could be an issue. For example, if you're focusing only on a sparsely populated area, choosing to work purely with lawyers probably isn't going to pay the bills. So let's think about choosing your client niche. The more you know about a niche, the more valuable you can be to a client, because understanding a marketplace, a vertical, a geographic area, or a customer demographic inside out can mean that potentially you can be delivering insights and work that no other provider can. And this might be based upon industry type, for example, auto, restaurants, food-related businesses, healthcare, home services, dental or law, or it might be based upon something like business size, such as specialising in working with small to medium-sized businesses. But it could also mean specialising in businesses with multiple locations or businesses with particular local SEO challenges, like service area business or franchises. But be aware that there is such a thing as becoming too niche, so make sure that whatever you choose is large enough to keep you in work. So working purely with artisan producers of handmade hemp socks on the East Coast might be appealing, but there might not be enough work to keep you in business. So let's pause here and think about how choosing your niche in terms of the services that you offer marries up with choosing your client niche. And as you start to explore the possibilities for niching down, here are questions you need to ask yourself. What are you good at? And out of those things, which do you enjoy the most? And out of those things you enjoy, what do your target customers actually need? And out of the things that your target customers need, which of those will be the most profitable for you? So by exploring these questions, you'll be in a much better position to identify the sweet spot where you stay stimulated by the work that you're doing, and you'll have enough of a client pool to keep you in business, and you'll be making an active assessment of the relative profitability of those services versus other services. So that's it for lesson 2. Hopefully this has been an opportunity for you to think about the types of businesses that you want to target, be that geographically, by business size, or by industry. And the next lesson is all about pricing your local SEO services. So head over to that lesson as soon as you're ready.